Hi everyone. In this session, we are going to talk about the image operations. One is generate, the other one is read. So let's get started directly into our mule flows. Let me close the previous exercises. So now we are going to insert a new listener. This will be for reading images. So let's say we call it image from URL. And the second one is the generate, where we are going to generate images based on a prompt. Generate, that should be fine. So let's start with the image generate first. We just drag and drop the image operation. Here it is important that you use for your model configuration in the env var paid API key, which is able to access beyond the GPT 3.5 turbo model. So I'm going to use here my personal API key, and I will be using GPT-4 Turbo, and the prompt or data I will be receiving via payload and then data. So that's basically for the first one. And here I think I need to also formulate the response because the image will be generated as a URL. So I need to access it, provide the full URL. And here I saved basically the payload. Let me copy it here and paste it directly here. So that would be the image URL this will provide to me, which is completely fine. And for the image read, I will be using the image read capability operation, where again, I will provide here the data and the URL will be payload.url. And I'm going to also leverage GPT-4 Turbo to read the images. And actually that's it. Let's get started. I will start the app now and we are going to use it. So let's find some images. So I have already one image which I would like to know by ingesting this into the LLM and ask how many bottles does it see. So I would like to expect 6, but let's see. We are going to ingest this and then we are going to generate image based on a prompt we provide from Postman. In Postman, I have already this request prepared. Let me just check the resource again, image from URL. So this will be actually this one, yeah, image from URL. This is the data and URL. And in Postman, we have the data and URL, that's fine. And the resource should be image from URL. That's also fine. So let's get it. So I'm asking how many bottles are there and giving the smallest bottle is 300 milliliter, how much milliliter we have in this picture. So let's see what it answers. So you will get also an impression on how accurate it can be given certain conditions you are providing. So the image displays there are 6 bottles. Let me go back. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. And now if the smallest one has 30 milliliters, assuming each bottle is the same size, so it's making up also assumptions and giving me a number here, which is good. However, if the bottles vary, it requires more specific information about each bottle and its volume to be more accurate. And that's totally fine, just to give you an impression how it could look like. We have here another examples. Let's say here, this one. Um, Let me show you the picture actually, and it will be just a URL and we paste it here. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes. How many boxes are there? And given one box is like 1000 cc, how much volume is in all boxes together? So let's ask it. Again, based on assumption, it will also come up there. It says 8 boxes, which is fine. And it also calculates the volume for each, for the total of the boxes. So 8 boxes and 800 cubic centimeters. That's fine. Great. So let's go to the next one, which is image generation. Here we said the operation is generate, and let's say we would like to have a prompt where I think parrot drinking a coffee is totally fine. And the prompt, let's see if it is a prompt, what we have defined here as a resource, not the resource, sorry, it is here. The parameter, it's data, it's not prompt. So let me add this to data, and that's just something we can say. It says unknown description, so something is wrong. Let me check. So there's an error. Stack trace, unknown source. Let me quickly check what the issue here is. We have the model name, this is fine. The turbo should also be fine. Data, generate. And we have generate here as well. Okay, so I think, yeah, the issue basically is here that we have to provide the open API key, open AI API key as an environment variable, because currently we are using this envvars, so the image generate is the only operation which is not using this envvars. So this is something we are going to provide in the upcoming releases. But for now, for this very first beta release, you have to provide the environment variable. So here and I think it's a good case that it is happening. So you see how to configure an environment variable. So I will now say these are my envvars in the runtime I will provide. And this time I will say it's open AI. I will be using environment variables. Here you can do a simple dash. And now what you have to do is you have to right click the project, go to run as. In the configurations, you can add here your open API key. So you can say open AI API key and then provide the value. I will do it and then we continue with the video. I have provided my key. I can apply it here and let's run it. So now it will start the app and we can directly test it out. Let me go into Postman and wait until the app is started. So the app is started. Let's do it again. And now it should be able to generate the image based on our request. It should be a parrot drinking a coffee, cartoon style. So it can take some time. It has to generate and provide me the URL, but now it's here. So I can now query this one also directly from Postman, and I should be seeing here the image. So that's basically a parrot drinking a coffee. Okay, it's sitting on a hand of a human, but that's totally fine. And with that, we have now being able to, first of all, provide image by URL, which could be interpreted by the LLM. And we use the generate method to generate an image based on a prompt. So that's it for the image generation and the image interpretation using MuleChain. Thanks a lot.